So you guys know how we were talking about the United States scrambling to get Saudi Arabia and the UAE to produce more oil, so the global price of oil goes down. The Saudis, they didn't want to speak to Biden because they feel that the U.S. is not giving them enough support in Yemen. Apparently they haven't butchered enough people. They haven't committed enough genocide in Yemen. And so here's a development. Biden trying to appease the Saudis. Look what he did. This is according to VOA. Biden fortified Saudi's Patriot missile supply. So the U.S. has transferred a significant number of Patriot anti-missile interceptors to Saudi Arabia in recent weeks as the Biden administration looks to ease what has been a point of tension in the increasingly complicated U.S.-Saudi relationship. A senior administration official confirmed Sunday night that the interceptors have been sent to Saudi Arabia. The official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss a decision that has not been formally announced said the decision was in line with Joe Biden's promise that America will have the backs of our friends in the region. Our friends, I see. Our friends, our head-chopping friends. So White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on Sunday confirmed condemned Houthi forces in Yemen after they unleashed one of their most intense barrages of drone and missile strikes on Saudi Arabia's critical energy facilities, sparking a fire at one site and temporarily cutting oil production at another. The AP reported in September that the U.S. had moved its own Patriot defense system from Prince Sultan Air Base outside of Riyadh, even as the kingdom continued to face air attacks from Yemen's Houthi rebels. The kingdom has insisted that the interceptors are critical to their defense against Houthi attacks. The Saudis have been locked in a stalemate war since March 2015. At the time, the missiles were moved out of Saudi Arabia. Administration officials said that this shift in defense capabilities was made in part due to a desire to face what American officials see as the looming great powers conflict with China and Russia. Pentagon noted that U.S. maintained tens of thousands of forces and a robust posture in the Middle East, representing some of our most advanced air power and maritime capabilities. So this decision to fortify Saudi's Patriot missile systems comes from the Wall Street Journal. And again, this is, of course, we know why they're doing this. There you go. Here's the answer. The Saudis have thus far declined to pump more crude to alleviate a spike in global oil prices that's been spurred by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So that's exactly what I told you at the beginning. I didn't even need to see that to know what that was about. So the Saudis, the UAE, they're getting their asses kicked by Yemen. This is, again, don't get it wrong. They are certainly making Yemen suffer, not just with the bombs, but through the siege. And again, I have an investigative report coming out soon on the siege. The effect of the siege on Yemen is even worse than the bombs, and no one talks about that. And I have the data, and I'm going to lay it down all for you. And basically, the Saudis, they need help. They've bought hundreds of billions of dollars worth of weapons, but they can't win because Yemen is just militarily, they can't beat it. And so the Saudis want more support from the United States. This is it. Why? Because the United States wants oil. This has always been the arrangement for the petrodollar, right? The US provides security to the kingdom, to the Saudis, and they provide oil in exchange. And Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they wouldn't even take Biden's call just 2 weeks ago. Have you ever heard of such a thing? When you call your client state and they don't pick up, c'est chaud ça. And so this, I don't think this alone will do it, but you can already see that the Americans are scrambling, right? They're running to Venezuela, begging Maduro for oil. They want the nuclear deal back so they can get Iran's oil, and now they're rushing to give the Saudis more missiles so they can get them to produce more oil and then alleviate the spike in global oil prices. This is what I mean when I say they shot themselves in the foot. They make it sound like they're punishing Russia. Yeah, short term, but long term, very interesting, right? they've sanctioned so many people that there comes a point where it starts backfiring. This is one of those times.